morning. Well, I don't know what time it is for you, but hello. I don't really know how to do this. I'm going to clarify this is my first get ready with me. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing is chatting and getting ready. What am I getting ready for, you may be asking? Well, I'm getting ready to go to the theater because I'm going to see my favorite jazz singer of all time, Samara Joy, today at 7 p.m. It's currently 10:10, but I don't mind being early. It's not in my city, so I have to drive there. The road trip is about 2 hours. Last night, I told y'all I was going to be doing this on my Instagram, and I've asked y'all for some questions and topics to talk about, and I'm going to talk about them. Also, I wanted to tell you, I'm currently reading Feel Free by Zadie Smith, and it's literally the best thing I've ever read. Also, I have a mug of tea. I have Earl Grey today, and I take it a little bit milky with some brown sugar. I just love brown sugar. When I don't use brown sugar, I use honey. I don't think for this Get Ready With Me, I'm going to detail what products I'm using because they're not that interesting. My Get Ready With Me's during next year, I'm going to get some skincare stuff and like some actual makeup stuff, so that these Get Ready With Me's are actually interesting and I'm actually doing something. But like I was saying, I'm reading Feel Free by Zadie Smith. Her writing and her brain, she's on another level. Like, I just genuinely want to write to that magnitude at some day. I don't know how far I'll go with my writing. And I know y'all have asked some questions about my writing process and my writing life. So I'm going to be talking about writing a lot in this video probably because I woke up thinking about writing. But I don't know if I want to write to the magnitude of Zadie Smith, but if I could one day, who am I to tell myself no? But yeah, I'm getting ready to go to the theater to see Samara Joy. She's literally my favorite jazz singer, and jazz is my favorite musical genre just because I feel like it's so cultural and soft and elegant. I love jazz. I have a lot of questions to get through, so let's just start talking. I'm gonna go from the bottom up, so oldest to newest. Somebody said, update on therapy and passive communication journey. So I told my siblings about what my therapist said when it comes to me being a passive communicator, and I also told my mom, so that has helped me a lot with realizing when I'm being passive, because a lot of times I don't even realize it just because it's a coping mechanism, and I don't know if coping mechanism is the proper term for it, but that's what it feels like. So I call it a coping mechanism because that's what it feels like. That has helped me a lot. I've already communicated with some of my friends about how I feel about our friendship, and genuinely, if your friends cut you off for having emotions or lash out on you for having emotions or just don't care about what you say or don't care about your feelings, they're not your friend. So don't be scared to assert yourself and be assertive, because if they don't care about your emotions, cut them off, queen. You deserve better. Oh, I put these earrings on last night because I was too scared to do it this morning. Did somebody ask, do I like having locks, and if I could do one thing differently with my hair journey, what would I do? I really like having locks. As y'all could see by my like makeup routine, I don't do much to my hair, and I don't do much to my skin either, which is something that I'm trying to change. Just in no way a good thing, because it leads to a personal neglect of my skincare and stuff like that. That is by no means something that I am saying is so good, but I really enjoy that I don't have to do my locks. Like, I can do a hairstyle when I want to, but I don't have to. And in terms of what I would do differently, I would definitely learn more of the hair care basics. Like, I really didn't know anything when it came to my hair. That's not good. Like, I didn't know that you're supposed to condition your hair. Please. And I wasn't brushing my locks and stuff like that. So if you're starting to lock up and you're getting locks, have a wash routine. When you do your wash routine, condition your hair, especially if you're doing it every other month. But if you're doing it like twice a month, once a month, condition your hair every other time you wash your hair. Keep your hair hydrated. You could use some water spray. That's really the best. Misting your hair. Just keep your locks looking healthy and looking good. Brush your locks. That keeps like the lint and stuff like that out of your hair. Next question / topic. Do you have a romantic life? I love how y'all are like so intrusive. But I don't, and I don't think I'll have one for another few years. Just because I'm really just now learning what I want out of a partner, and I'm just now learning who I want to be as a partner. Trying to immediately jump into a relationship right now is just so unnecessary to me, and I just don't want to. I'm not ready to have a life partner yet, because there's certain things that I want to do for myself and for my lineage before I get a romantic partner, and I want to choose wisely, because gone are the days where I have absent men in my life. I'm sorry. I'm over it. If I meet someone, this will be the process at any time in my life, but especially right now, they would just be a friend until I am ready. I would obviously make it obvious and let them know, actually communicate that I have feelings for them for real, and I'm actually pursuing them, but they're these things that I want to do with my life before I settle down. And I do want to settle down. I do. It may be kind of basic, but I really do. I feel like I've shared enough. Somebody said music wrecks are underrated artists. So for my jazz singers, I'm going to give you some underrated jazz people. Thelonious Monk. For the people that enjoy like instrumental jazz, Samara Joy. She's not that underrated, but she's a little too underrated in my opinion. And y'all are gonna hear me talk about her all the time on my channel, so get ready. Also Sade. I want to gatekeep her so bad, dog. But also Sade, if you love like a jazz club vibe, listen to Sade's Promises. It's life-changing. Also Lionel Richie. Now for pop and rap, Biggie. My sister loves Tupac. I said that a little too loudly for my liking. I really like Biggie. That may be my favorite rapper other than Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is not underrated. The Shy Lights, Curtis Mayfield. I don't even know what his genre of music would be, but it's kind of like groovy pop. I love it. It feels so old-timey. Feels like going to the club back in the day. You know what I mean? Oh, and Queen Latifah is another one of my favorite rappers. I love her. Comfort books and why. One of my comfort reads is Taking and Danny Brown. That is like my original comfort read. Just because I see myself so much in Danny. She's a bookworm. She's in love with literature. Even like the topics that she studies at university. I'm like, am I reading about myself right now? Am I reading my diary in the future? And then the way she loves, the way she wants to be loved, and the way that she ends up being loved by Zafir is just so comforting and so beautiful. I just love that book so much. That's probably my original favorite romance book. Right now it's Real by Kennedy Ryan, but Take It and Danny Brown did it for me first. Favorite makeup / glam brand? Glossier. I have more products that I want to get from them, like their SPF and their After Balm, but maybe next year I'll do my small collection of fragrances, jewelry, and skincare stuff, so you guys know what I use if y'all want to. By the way, this mini mirror my mom got for me when she went to London for the first time. I love my mommy. Top 3 underrated books that you've read this year. A Sweet Low Country Proposal by Persuasion Williams. It's one of the best romance books that I ever read, and I never heard anybody talk about it. Love that one. The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Deisha Phil, y'all, is another really, really good one. Asada by Asada Shakur. One of my favorite autobiographies. One of the first nonfiction books that I've read. It holds so much weight for me. That book felt like, after reading that book, I felt like a switch just flipped in my head, and I was like, I literally have to be the hottest version of myself in this lifetime. I don't know what to tell ya. Yeah, y'all, I'm trying to moisturize my skin really good today. So, how did you start your writing journey? I don't know. I really don't. My mom is a writer. She's a journalist, and she's a bookworm. So I inherited so many of her interests and professions. I've been really writing since I can first remember. I've always kept up with a diary in my life. This is my diary for next year. I've always kept one in my life. And no, not for a specific reason, just because I knew from a young age that this life is so fragile. My emotions and my thoughts on it matter to me, to the people that will come after me, and I want them documented. So I've always kept up with a diary, but even at a young age, I have like drafts of novels that I thought of. I have drafts of short stories, and maybe I'll one day go back and edit those and publish them on my Substack. But that's where I mainly write now. I never knew that I would still be writing, and I hope I'm looking back on what I'm doing now and I'm proud of me. But yeah, I don't really know how I started. I just started. I had a pen and I had a paper. If I had those two things, I was writing, even before I had a laptop. Thoughts/opinions on reproductive health care. I know this is a big topic, but what is your opinions? This is an extremely complex topic when you really think about it, but to its core, abortions are needed for a reason. Overturning Roe v. Wade, playing around with reproductive health care has so many ripple effects. Are you going to criminalize miscarriages? Completely natural, completely out of the woman's control. Are you going to criminalize that? How are you going to make sure that the people that have chronic illnesses still get their medicine, even if it's medicine that you want to limit for women because you want them to reproduce? Clear cut, what am I? I'm pro-choice. There's nothing you can say to me to convince me that you know that woman's body better than her. She knows everything about how her body works. She knows everything about her living situation. She knows everything about whether or not this child will even come into this world healthy or alive. She knows that. She doesn't need you making that decision for her. You're also being very ignorant and closed-minded when you're just thinking about unwanted pregnancies. And I think our arguments are too closed-minded, and we're still going back and forth about pro-choice, pro-life, pro-choice, pro-life. And it's like, there's so much more connected to reproductive health care, such as medicine, such as birth control, that we're not taking into account just because we want the women that don't want kids to have kids, which is so stupid. Why would you want somebody who doesn't want a kid to have that kid anyway? Just for the ongoing cycle of trauma and abuse to continue on and on. Why? And then at the same time, you want to complain about a male loneliness epidemic when women are just like, okay, we're going to keep to ourselves then, king. Now you want to start complaining. It's not making sense. I think the arguments that we're having about reproductive health care is very ignorant and closed-minded. She shouldn't have had her legs open if she didn't want a kid. And then you also want to complain about child support. And also, baby, run her money for that child support while she's pregnant. If those fetuses are human babies, give her the child support while she's pregnant. God bless you. Next question. Cutesy romance books to get through seasonal depression. A Sweet Little Country Proposal by Priscilla Williams. Real by Kennedy Ryan. Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbard. Love Like Farms by B.K. Borson. That one is a holiday romance. A Very Merry Bromance is another wintry romance. And also In the Weeds by B.K. Borson. Those are just some rapid fire recommendations for you. Now I have some musings about writing. Writing to me feels like jazz music. So how I got started with Substack was this year on June 19th. Juneteenth, my favorite holiday. I read Sula by Toni Morrison and I listened to Kendrick Lamar. This is my first time ever listening to Kendrick Lamar on my own without like a TikTok trend or something like that, and it was life-changing. I genuinely had never listened to rap like that, and just the way that Kendrick Lamar genuinely loves the culture, it impacted me so much. And I wanted to start a Substack for a long time because I read grwm's Substack where she has like these personal essays, and I'm like, dog, I want to write like that. And it took me a second to convince myself to just write like that. Like, it's not that deep. Do it, queen. So Juneteenth, I did it. I started my Substack, and the first thing I published was Black bookstores, book content creators, and books that you should be like supporting and reading. I'll put the little Substack picture on the screen for you to see. I posted that because I had a book blog before that where I just did books, but on this one I do everything. I do books, poems, and I'm not a poet by no means. I just, sometimes my thoughts just come to me in poetry format. But I don't equate myself to a poet because I just don't have the creative ability to put imagery to lines and emotions and thoughts. Shout out to all of the poets that are really doing it, because Y'all inspire me. I still need to publish my travel diary from Texas. I have written one. I want my mommy to edit it first. It's just a little entry from my actual diary, and I just typed it up, and I'm gonna publish it. I love Substack as a community. I've been welcomed with open arms. Everyone there is so loving. Also, I have pretty dry skin, so if you guys have any product recommendations that would like hydrate my skin, etc, etc, please let me know. I have dry skin in general, but especially in the wintertime, I mean, it's coming out to get me. I'm gonna take photos at the Samara Joy concert. I'm gonna completely vlog the entire thing. And I'm gonna put it on my YouTube. It'll probably be up tomorrow. This will probably go up today. Automatically, I started pushing this behind my ears. I wanted to shout out some of my favorite book creators on this app. Dakota is my biggest inspiration. The way that she talks, her use of language and her confidence in her words is so inspiring. I want to speak like that. I want my vocabulary to be like that one day. Steph Bower, I love her vlogs. I also love Kylie. She's a new person on BookTube. Y'all should definitely go subscribe to her if you haven't. Her taste in literature is crazy. I also love Ebony Kane. Those are my favorites right now. I'm so excited for this concert, guys. I'm probably gonna write about it. And I'll probably publish a Substack about it also. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for sitting with me and drinking tea and chopping it up. I will see you in the concert vlog. Bye.